And welcome back, everybody, to the TV show. So excited to have Rhea Hughes here, and mildly excited to have Angelo Cataldi here. Angelo, by the way, has two huge announcements to make later on in the show. We got a
Coming out of retirement.
All right, now hold on. No. Never, ever. One is extremely good news, at least to me, and one is extremely bad news, definitely to me. That's all I'm going to say. Stay tuned.
Well, all right, let's stay with the topic of bad news because, Angelo, we have been talking about TV ratings and TV deals for baseball since I started coming on your show, a decade and a half ago. And in 2014, the Phillies signed this gigantic 2.5 billion 25-year contract that you and I at the time were saying this is a ridiculous contract. Who even knows what's going to be on TV in 25 years? If there's even going to be 25 years of TV left in cable. And now news comes out as we start the baseball playoffs that Bally's Entertainment, which is a company that runs local TV stations or local baseball on cable. They have 12 different teams. They're saying, hold on, that's my wife chiming in through my thing here. Hold on, sorry, I'll cut this out. Chris, I'm on the podcast. It's in the schedule. I don't know how she doesn't know this. Sorry, guys. Hold on, let me turn it off so she can't call. All right, picking it up from where we started. All right, now it comes out that Bally's Entertainment, which is a company that runs local TV and puts baseball on local TV, is dropping 11 of their 12 teams. Angelo, is baseball doomed? Or is it a done thing? Is local television the only outlet for it and now it's gone? What's happening with baseball?
Let me start with this. Since we are doing this just a couple of days after a phenomenal baseball game.
Yes.
The game Sunday that went back and forth, was great sports drama. And if baseball had a little more of that, it would definitely not have the problems it's having right now. The problem with these regional sports networks, the 12 of them, which Bally's is pretty much bailing on, is that when they did these deals, they were entirely different. Rhea will tell you, regional sports networks, even 10 years ago, had their own major sports news shows.
They were phenomenal. Comcast, when it was Comcast Sportsnet, Daily News Live, you and I, 5 o'clock, you and I would never talk to each other at 5 o'clock because we were watching.
It was really good. And then they decided there wasn't enough money in it, and they bailed, but they were still stuck with these absurd 25-year deals. So what's going to happen, I think, is they got to play this out. It's not like Comcast is going out of business. So we should not feel any sorrow toward Comcast. $2.5 billion for them is in their cookie jar right on the kitchen counter, right? There's nothing to them. But there's no way they're going to do this again because they have decided that that kind of regional broadcasting, baseball is regional. It's not national. Even the game I just referenced on Sunday night, that was not available to Comcast. That was a network game. There were even the best games are not part of these billion-dollar packages that the regional sports networks did. So yeah, I think eventually that revenue stream is going to slow.
Yeah.
With it, the teams like the Phillies got all that money. They're going to not want to pay these players quite as much money. That's where I see it going. Baseball is not in danger. It's not going anywhere. But it's so many games and so many places they broadcast now that nobody's getting that kind of a payday again.
Rhea, do you agree? Do you think this is the end of the easy money for baseball?
Well, so here's the problem is they have been, people always want to go, well, why don't they get a national TV contract like football does? They just can't. Angela referenced there's 162 games. What also impacts the problem is you've got a lot of baseball teams that play out west. Okay. You can't do national games with that. East Coast games, you can do the ESPN Monday night. You can do Sunday night because it starts at 8 o'clock. Still too late for me, but not for the general public. The other problem with doing a national thing is you've got teams like the Dodgers, like the Yankees, like the Cubs and the Phillies who make entire. So here's the difference: the Yankees, they make $143 million a year for their broadcast rates. The Colorado Rockies make 57. So
Yeah.
the lower, it's just never going to work out that way. It's always going to be a regional sports, and the teams that the players can't be as famous as football players and basketball players just because they're not on the court enough. If you get my drift,
Right.
they're the players come up, once every 9 times. They're out in the field. The great pitchers only pitch every 5 days. It's just the nature of the sport. Just really is that it's going to always be local.
You know,
Jay,
I
Jay, I want to ask you a question. All
yeah.
right. You have a teenage son. Rhea has a teenage son. Were they watching the game Sunday?
So I can tell you that my son is a theater kid who does not watch any sports at all. My 9-year-old, my daughter, was at the game. She's a huge Phillies fan. She
Wow.
loves the Phillies. She follows them very closely. I will tell you, and I think this is the part that is the scariest part. I said to my daughter, was everybody talking about the game at school? And she said, "Oh no, no one follows baseball at my school." I said, "Well, what do they follow?" Soccer. They're
Yeah.
all Messi fans. Every single kid has a Messi jersey in her school. She loves the Phillies. She is a lone standout. She is an island among elementary school kids for following baseball. Rhea, how about yours?
So I will tell you this at the top of the sixth inning when it was really dire, and I was at the game on Sunday. Saturday, I watched the game. Clark was in and out watching, but it was stressful. So Sunday, I texted him in the top of the sixth inning and I said, dude, if they don't score in the bottom of this inning, I'm probably going to head home early. What do you want me to pick you up for dinner? Then the bottom of the sixth inning happens, the back-to-back home runs, and I text him. I go, dude, you're on your own. You're going to have to get something to eat by yourself. I did sneak out in the eighth inning because I am still a mom. I have to feed my kid, and I'm on my way home, and I'm texting him. I'm like, have the TV on. And he's like, which TV? And I go, the TV where I always watch. And he watched the ninth. We were jumping and screaming. So like he will just because he lives with me, but he was very much into it.
Jay, here's the real test. All right. Um, watch an NFL game, an Eagles game, and
Right.
watch a Phillies game, and watch it with people who are there with you and see this is called the cell phone test. Can they watch a sports event without
Yes.
being on their cell phone the whole time? My observations, not scientific,
Right.
you are more likely to see them watch the game itself if it's football than
Yeah.
baseball. Baseball is
100%.
just too slow in a world of cell phone technology and video games and all that stuff. It's not going to change. It's only going to get worse.
I always thought that Adam Carolla had the best take on baseball. He said baseball is the only event that you can go to that's 99% as good as if they don't play the game. Because if you
Oh,
just go and look at the
Right?
field and eat a hot dog and drink a beer, aren't you just as happy as if there was also a game going on? And it's a fair point. So yeah, I don't know how baseball survives. I'll tell you another thing, Rhea Hughes. I don't know how Joker survives after this. I don't. Is Clark a Joker fan? Does he watch? Did he watch
the thing that I'm most proud of, like he's a Marvel nut, but he's like me. Like we love Spider-Man. We're both big Spider-Man. We have never cared for Batman.
Right.
That's not his thing. He's seen it. I don't know if he's going to see Joker. He already told me that he heard it was terrible. But he and I have never been Batman fans. So, I have no intention of watching it.
I went with my daughter and my son on Saturday while my wife and my other daughter went to the Phillies game. I took my two
Of
nerds to go
course.
see Joker. We're like a blended family, jocks and nerds. It can happen, guys. You can come together on this. And here's my review of it. It's better than the first movie, but I didn't like the first movie, so it's still not very good. It's an admirable attempt to deconstruct what people liked about the first movie. But the problem is you're turning off all the people that like the first movie. So it's not a very good approach to a sequel from a money-making point of view. And that was borne out by the box office this week. This movie cost $200 million to make. Now, part of that was 20 million to the director, 20 million to Joaquin Phoenix, and then 13 million to Lady Gaga. But the other 140 odd million dollars, I couldn't tell you where it went. It's a courtroom drama where they just setting piles of money on fire every morning. Like, I don't know how you spend that money. And it only made $37 million this weekend, $81 million worldwide. It's not going to make its money back. Rhea, has there ever been, in your experience, a more anticipated movie or television show that has flopped harder than this?
Well, I don't know if there's anything as anticipated because the Batman people are pretty strong, and the Joker people are pretty strong. Although a guy in makeup, really ugly looking makeup for most of the movie doesn't appeal to me. I just remember Speed, how much I love Speed. Everybody loves Speed. I
Yep.
mean, it was something you had never seen before. Keanu Reeves, who sometimes could be wooden, great in it. Sandra Bullock, just amazing. And then Speed 2 comes out,
Oh.
and it was just, you went, you're doing Speed 2 on a cruise ship, which is not known for speed. So I just remember that one because Speed was in my wheelhouse and I loved it, and it was terrible.
Absolutely. Now, Angelo, I know you were a Joker day one. You were there Thursday night early because of your love
No,
of
but
comic
I
book
like the scene in the original where he danced on the stairs. He
movies.
got he got an Oscar, right? Didn't he, for that
He won. Yep.
performance? But you're calling it a courtroom drama, and what I'm reading is it's kind of a semi-musical. All right.
Yes.
A musical is not going to survive in this
No,
day and age.
no.
I don't think people are ready to just sit there and see people break into song in the middle of a story. It never made sense to me that musicals were great, but it definitely isn't good here. Lady Gaga, I mean, she's a great singer. There's no reason to go see it. What I would love to believe, all right, Jay, and you love everything. It's so annoying. All right.
I'm Mikey.
What I
I'm
would
Mikey.
love to what I would love to believe is that this is just another brick, taking a brick off the wall of Marvel and superheroes and all the connectivity to that, Penguin and all this junk that's out now. And that we're going to see the pendulum start swinging back to stories. And you know what? I think we may be. We got coming out this weekend. I can't wait. I'm going to the theaters to see it. Saturday night.
Yes.
Story of the first Saturday Night Live
Oh, yeah.
performance. Can't wait to see it. It Starts With Us just came out. We Live in Time is another movie that will not be using CGI to tell its story. It will be telling a story. Jay, I'm starting to believe that finally the pendulum is swinging a little and we're going to get storytelling again instead of blowing stuff up for 2 hours.
Angela, I agree with you that people are craving it. The problem is a movie theater requires a certain level of event to get people to come to it. And it
Yeah.
used to be an adult drama that you couldn't get on television with
Yeah.
movie stars was an event. But a lot of adult drama now has migrated to streaming services.
Yeah.
Right.
And the problem is, like, my son went to go see The Substance. Oh, you got a timeout. What's
All right, you
going
got
on?
to time. What
I'm
are
in
we
out
talking? A timeout?
because you gave me a prompt and I want to take advantage of it. You
Sure.
need a reason to go to the movie theater.
Yes.
I got a reason. Here's my first big announcement. Believe it or not, it happened very fast. The movie that has been made about Wingball, right, called No One Died, it's a documentary, will have its premiere at the Philadelphia Film Festival. We have been picked up and are in competition for awards and stuff. That's how good this is. This happened overnight. You can see the premiere is going to be held on October 22nd at 8:45. It's at the Film Society Center, 1412 Chestnut Street. And if you can't make that one, it's on again October 26th at 10:15. Go to filmadelphia.org and book your tickets now. I'm telling you, it's worth the trip to the theater. In fact,
That
I'm
is
getting
wonderful.
Jay to come. I want Jay Black there.
I'll be there. What if it's the one thing I don't like? That would be terrible, wouldn't it?
Fine, I'll
You
tell
came
you
back and
what.
said,
I
"Look
just
at
have one thing to say. I just hope my son doesn't happen upon it. That's all I'm going to say. Probably
Very
never
nice.
look at
No,
me the same way
Anyway,
again.
don't
you
miss
know,
it. Don't miss it. It's great. It's so good.
in all honesty, this is wonderful. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna bring my son to it. I cannot wait to see this. Congratulations to Angelo and the whole team behind that. That's fantastic. Oh, and you know what? Let's talk. We were talking about streaming services. Now that you've given us the good news, Angelo, can we talk about the bad news about finding good adult drama on a streaming service?
All right, since you're leading me to it, I'm not making any TV show recommendations this week because I don't want to take away from the urgency of my message. And this is horrible news. Wentworth, a show, it's an Australian women's prison drama. All right. I have been promoting it to the point of ridiculousness for 2 years on this podcast. Suddenly, insanely, it was announced last week that Wentworth is leaving Netflix on
Boo.
October 26th, and there are no indications it's going to be available streaming anywhere for the foreseeable future.
Wow.
Let me try to explain what. Now, understand, I have said these things at least a dozen times. Neither of my co-hosts, including one who loves dramas involving accents, saying which what, all right?
I don't like prison shows.
They have never, ever tried it, despite I have never gone more down the line for anything. So let me try to put this in perspective. The Sopranos, Seinfeld, Breaking Bad, Wentworth. Those are my top 4 shows of all time. And Wentworth may be number 1 of the 4.
Wow.
You gotta check it out. I don't think you can binge all of it in the next 3 weeks or 2 weeks, but let me tell you something. It's so damn good. Please try it. I've gotten some mail. People have tried it. People have more faith in me than Jay Black and Rhea Hughes, and they've checked it out and they love it. People, last call. You'll never hear me talking about this again. I can tell you, when I shut something down, it's down for good.
It's good. It's done.
The next day.
If you watch it,
Netflix, do it right now. It'll hook you. You will not go to work for 3 weeks, and you will watch every episode of 8 seasons, and you will love it the way I do.
if you do watch it, please hit the send us a message button right there in the link. Let us know. Angelo will be so happy if you watch it.
Please.
Watch. Now, Rhea, let me ask you a question.
Yes.
If you found out that somebody in your life voted for someone based on a TV ad where that person was made to look like a princess, where the other person was made to look like the devil, would you lose respect for that person if they're voting based on a TV ad?
Probably lose a little respect for them. My thing with TV ads when it comes to and maybe this is a public service announcement for politicians. If it is a ad for them where they're just telling me what they're doing, okay, hey, here's what I did, here's my record, blah blah blah. I don't hit mute. I don't turn the TV off. I don't switch the channel. I don't turn the radio station. The minute it gets with, I think the same voice guy that I've heard, this man has eaten babies and with dogs and hates Mary Poppins. I mean, I see that and I am gone so fast. So for me, I can only watch political ads where they're just like, hey, here's me, this is what I do, this is what I believe in, blah blah blah. I can't watch the attack ads. I have a real problem with those.
Angela, we're a month out from the
brilliant.
election, and it's really ramping up right now. Part of me thinks it's just like they raise all this money, so they got to do something with it. Do these ads work, or is there a backlash that's going to come from these?
Here's the thing. I happen to be in a swing state in one of these places that are going to determine the election, Pennsylvania. And I'm telling you, I like watching the local news. It's almost impossible to watch it because every time they go to break,
Yeah.
it's the same ads
Yeah.
about the same people. Maria's right about these attack ads. They've even got guys who specialize in the ominous tone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He ate a baby last night. Are you going to vote for him?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so stupid, right?
Yeah.
There's a guy here, Dave McCormick. I'm not sure if he's been saving babies or killing moms, but he's done, and it's the same ads, Jay. Jay,
Yeah.
if they got all this money, say they got all this money, right?
Yeah.
Why don't you make a lot of ads and do what
Yeah.
Rhea said? And in the ads, focus on something that this person represents that is a good reason to vote for them,
Yeah.
not the other guy. Because I know you're only telling me half the story about what the other guy did. So don't bother. Don't even tell me about it. No, Rhea's 100% right. I'm at a point now where two things. One is I am less likely to vote for somebody if they keep pounding the same junk into my eyes every day, every spot, on every local station. I'm less likely to vote for you. And second, I honestly think the FCC should start to consider some sort of limit on how much of this they can put in front of us. At least once an hour, one specific ad. If you're
But
going
Ange, they can't. You and I are in a business that relies on commercials. I mean,
yes, right.
and election season. But I think they should have some editorial content over some of these ads. Like,
You're right.
scare the crap out of me, which is why when I hear the voice, there goes the remote. Because I just like, no, I don't need to hear that.
No.
So I'll say I don't watch a lot of local TV, but I listen to a local radio station that specializes in sports. I won't say which one, but they'll sometimes run back-to-back ads, one
Yeah.
from Trump, one from Kamala. And
It's
it's just so
hysterical.
funny to go 30 seconds of Trump is the worst human being in the world to 30 seconds of Kamala is the worst human being in the world. It's just like, come on, at least do a separation. At least give me an ID check in between those two things. I do want to point out, I know we're a little behind, but I do want to point out the greatest political ad of all time, Angelo, was the ad with the little girl counting the flowers in the field. You remember that? And it was the Goldwater. It was the anti-Goldwater ad, right? It was a countdown.
Yes.
It's just 10-9, and then a nuclear weapon goes off. They only aired it once, and I only saw it in reruns, and it scared me to death 20 years after they aired it originally. Bring back whoever did that ad, and then I might be into it. So I will say there's one ad that I never get tired of. And that's speaking about our good friends at Steven Singer. Angela, you know Steven Singer. He would never put a nuclear bomb out with one of his ads, right?
Now, Steven Singer understood something. Let's talk about advertising for a second, because the guy is the smartest business person I ever met in advertising. And the fact is that he understood that it wasn't just sending a message by doing a commercial. We got a big sale this week. Steven never has a big sale. He doesn't believe in them. He said they're dishonest. If I could sell you that at that price, then why can't I sell it to you now? So he never had sales. He got involved in events like his bubble bath event we did with him. He was a major sponsor of the Wing Bowl because he said anything that connects what he does to the people he wants to buy his product is the way to sell yourself. And let me tell you something. I mean this right now. If Steven Singer were running for president, he would have my vote. And I know his ads would be better than the ones we're watching right now. Steven Singer understands how to connect with his customers. And he does it because he's honest. Imagine that. Honest, Rhea.
He's so genuine. What we would always say to Steven, you were always like shocked by his answer. Like, Steven, why do you do this? I believe in love. Like his message was always, because giving a gift of jewelry is you're giving a gift of love to a special person in your life, and it's picked out with thought. So like that's his favorite part of doing what he does. So, you're never going to get that from Steven.
Honesty and love, a winning combination. Go to davidsinger.com. He's awesome.
The other side, was it the
Other corner of 8th and Walnut.
other corner of 8th and Walnut? I got
Yeah.
it, Rhea. I figured it
The
out.
other corner, not that
Not
corner, the other one.
the
The
other
other
one. You
one.
know the one. All right, Rhea, what do you got for us this week on British Corner?
So I'm very excited. It's a show I've reviewed before, but it's season 3 finally dropped. The Tower. Me and Les Bowen, former Eagles beater, actually still covers for a different place now. Les Bowen. So we're both super excited that it dropped last week or the week before. The Tower. It's season 3. It is. I didn't realize that the writer of it, the books that are it's based off, he spent 8 seasons with the Met, with the Metropolitan Police.
Oh, wow.
It's what most people in England feel is the most accurate portrayal, as close as you can get with still providing entertainment, but the most accurate portrayal of how a police station actually works. It stars Gemma Whelan as DSI Sarah Collins. She's in a lot of things, but I told you that's how it is. It's only 4 episodes, so all these actors have to get other jobs doing everything. This season starts out. There's been a real problem in England the past couple of years with stabbings,
Mm.
and they've kind of taken that because they don't allow guns in England. So there has been an epidemic of it, unfortunately. So it's kind of a takeoff on that. A young kid gets stabbed to death. She finds herself trying to investigate it, and then realizing at the same time she's bumping into an undercover op by this her same police station, and they don't want to really solve the murder of the 15-year-old kid because they're trying to get the head of the gang. So it's police are fighting with police over
Huh.
let's just solve the crime. It's so well done. The actors in this, it's the same people. Her former partner in this is now an undercover guy. Although I understand how they were able to pull that off because the neighborhood in which he worked for years as a police officer, he grew dreadlocks and now he's undercover. Like no one would notice him. That's just a little continuity problem, but it's really well acted. And like I said, only 4 episodes. This is an extremely well done police procedural. Episode 3, The Tower on BritBox just dropped. You will absolutely enjoy it.
Awesome. And Angela, was Wentworth your pick this week? Is that what you're focused on?
Is my only pick. You've got 2+ weeks. Go out there and check it out, please. And Jay, let me introduce the last thing. Okay. Hey, Jay,
Yeah.
now that we're past the Marvel stage, could you recommend to us an animated film about a robot? To me,
Yes,
that's the thing I would like to see right now.
I'm going to tell
Anything?
you something. Angela, I went to go see The Wild Robot knowing nothing about it. My son said on Thursday, hey, that he had off for the Jewish holiday. He said, would you like to go see a movie? I said, sure. He said, do you know anything about this? I said, no. We went to it. And Rhea, I know you're thinking about going to it. It is a meditation on parenthood, that is specifically motherhood, that is as sensitive and funny and moving as any real life drama or comedy that I've seen. I spent the last half hour in open weeping, just tears pouring down my face. Now, I'm a crier. I'm a big baby anyway, but
Yeah.
I heard at one point it got quiet. There was a little kid sobbing in the back
Oh,
of the theater before, because anybody that has ever been a parent or had a parent will understand that it's a movie about sacrifice and dedication that is beautiful to look at, that is funny and moving, and I cannot give it a higher recommendation. Go
Jay, I
with
saw
children.
the trailer and
Yeah.
I was blown. And animation, it's Clark saying, I saw the trailer and I went, literally before you had sent us the email that you were going to review it, I saw the trailer and was so blown away. I said, Clark, what do you think about going to see The Wild Robot? And he goes, Mom, it's by the same people who did How to Train Your Dragon, which as from a child, his favorite. And I loved it. I loved going to see all the how because it was so well done. That trailer is one of the best trailer I've ever seen. Like I was like,
Yeah.
I gotta go. So I'm super excited that you loved it. So I'm gonna
Yeah,
go.
I got to get in on that. I'm not sure I'll ever see the movie because it's an animated film about a
Yeah.
robot. But that trailer is the best trailer I've seen this year, if not ever. It makes you want to see, and it doesn't give away anything. There's
Oh,
no dialogue. It is so brilliant. That
But
trailer just watch the trailer. Even if you're not going to the movie, it's the trailer. You're saying the movie's as good as the trailer, Jay.
I'm saying the movie's as good as the trailer. And, you were talking about how you're happy that we're moving past the Marvel world.
Yeah.
I'm happy we're moving past the Pixar world of movies have to look a certain way. We're moving into a place where the unbelievable vista that animation offers. This, there was a movie called Into the Spider-Verse that looks like a comic book come to life. This looks like an oil painting come to life. Some
Wow.
of the stuff in the background, Rhea, it looks like a painting that moves. So just looking at it, even if you didn't speak the language, you would enjoy this movie. But from top to bottom, it is superb. Go spend your money, take a parent, and bring a tissue because it is a week. All right,
Awesome.
Angela, what we talk about this week?
All right. Well, we started talking baseball. If you would like to see the baseball playoffs, which have been fantastic so far, they're available. I got to say, check your local listing. They're in like 3 or 4 networks. There's all the pre and post game stuff on the regional stations. Check to see and watch the Phillies. They're in the middle of a very good series right now with the Mets. If you want to see Joker 2, it is available in theaters. I just got word. Only one person actually likes it. Jay Black. Oh, no.
Yeah.
And if you would like to go to the theater and not see Joker 2, you can go to the premiere of No One Died, the Wing Bowl story. It is available. Tickets are available now at philadelphia.org. It's going to be shown twice on October 22nd and 26th, 1412 Chestnut Street. It's fantastic. If you would like to see political ads right now, just click on your TV and wait 12 seconds. You will see one, I promise you. If you want to see a great British show, The Tower Season 3, now available on BritBox. Wentworth's Final Days on Netflix. It's now or never, kids. And the biggest recommendation of the day is Jay Black, The Wild Robot, in theaters now, soon will be streaming on Disney Plus.
Wonderful movie. And Rhea, please tell me what you think about it the second you see it. I want to text.
I will.
And I want to hear from you guys. Go click right now on the send us some fan mail button. We will read every single one of it. Also, click
on one quick thing on the fan button. The person who recommended Once Upon a Time, and I said it's just too long. I've realized I'm completely addicted. I'm almost on season 1. So thank you for the recommendation, and keep them coming because I'm addicted. I love it. And it's not my kind of show. Love it.
Please keep sending it in. We read all of them. Also, make sure you click on our great sponsor, Steven Singer. That link's right in the description as well. Go to AngeloCataldi.com to get details on when you can see the movie that he's in, or also order his book Loud. You can get that on Amazon as well. And make sure you check out Tenants, my movie, which is available on all streaming devices right now. You got to pay for it, but it's $10. Come on. Don't be a cheapo. Buy the movie. Listen, I gotta get a nicer t-shirt. Buy the movie. And we will be back next week with more great TV content. Thanks, everybody.